Hello there, and welcome to ChilliPhilli Plays Games. As you might imagine from the beautiful graphics on the screen in front of you, we are playing Half-Life today. It's a little bit of an older game now, but it's still a classic in its own way. We'll be starting off with the training module, which is basically your in-game tutorial. I'll try not to talk too much over the audio, especially when it's speech, but occasionally I will give my opinion on things.
Hello and welcome to the Black Mesa Hazard course, where you will be trained in the use of the hazardous environment suit. I am your holographic assistant. Let's begin by stepping into your suit. You can see it suspended up ahead of you. If you see one of these buttons, press it, and I will appear to demonstrate certain moves.
This is probably the best view of the suit you'll get all game. As an FPS, you won't be seeing it much more of it, unfortunately. As you can tell, the HEV suit has its very own personality as to what it functions and what it does.
Moving around in your HEV suit can be slightly disorienting at first. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with basic movement, and soon it will fit you like a second skin. I will see you just around the corner.
So, what you don't get told in the tutorial, unfortunately, but it's easy enough for anyone well associated with FPS games, is that the movement is WASD, looking around is just with the mouse, and we'll get some instructions on how to...
In the hazard course is basic jumping. You will attempt to get over this set of pipes using only your run and jump commands.
So, with this, it's kind of interesting in that we get told that we press a certain button to do it, but we don't actually get told which button it is. Again, standard FPS rules apply, so you can just jump with space and crouch with control. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary there, but it's worth noting that it's kind of assumed that you've been looking at the controls previously. And yes, you can see above the door it gives you the 1, 2, 3, showing you how or whether you've passed the various obstacles in front of you.
Now we will combine skills. You will need to jump, duck, and then jump again. This will prepare you for the next room, where you will have to do...
Surprisingly, this is one of the tutorials in games that does give you some necessary skills, like crouch jumping, long jumping, that kind of thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. Speaking of crouch jumping, this is a crouch jump challenge. You get told how to do it, which is nice.
Then jump up, and while you're in midair, go into a crouch. It's tricky, but you'll find it comes in handy.
I'd also like to just note that so far I haven't made any stupid mistakes. Oh, no. There we go. There's my first stupid mistake. Managed to get through the tube that time. Oh yes, I should mention I am not in any way a pro gamer. I just attempt to do these things for fun. Because games are for fun, and this is for fun. So, you know. The other thing is that for me, or whatever setup my controls were originally set to, sprint is automatic, which means if you strafe, you generally strafe a little bit too far to one side. All things considered, that's not too much of a bad thing, but it can be a little frustrating sometimes.
The next 3 jumps get harder each time, but they are quite possible. Don't be surprised if you miss the last one a time or two. If you can make all 3 in a continuous run, you are doing well.
So, more jumps, more puzzles. Well, no puzzles yet. Half-Life is one of the games that kind of prided itself on having one of the first sets of actual puzzles in a game.
To activate your long jump, you will have to duck and move forward, and then launch
Physics
into
puzzles,
a
anyway.
jump. Once you're up on the platform, press the button, and I will demonstrate the move.
Again, it's interesting looking at the graphics. It is obviously an older game. The polygons are quite pronounced. I'm just going to pretend I did that on purpose. But yeah, looking, you see how the long jump's done. It's one of the few times you actually get a chance to see the HEV suit. in action, because obviously, as a strictly first-person shooter, you don't get a chance to do that much otherwise. Going down the ladder. Ladders are a little irritating, but not too bad. You may at some times find yourself just falling off to your death because you didn't use the ladder right. But
find the target on the floor below and do your best to hit it. If you take any damage from the fall, we will administer medical care at the next station.
So yeah, that little fall gives you a good appreciation of your health. So you can see it's out of 100 in the bottom left there. And then, obviously, very neatly afterwards, you get this little tutorial on how to use the health kits, or at least the war health kits anyway.
A med kit cannot be reused.
It doesn't explain which button to use, which is a little frustrating, but again, if you're familiar with games at all, you know that E is the most common button to use. Running through, nothing particularly exciting or unusual here. There's something I didn't notice previously. The interactable objects in the tutorial have a little bit of a sparkle or a shine to them, which is pretty cool.
Fantastic.
Oh, the load screens. So many of them, unfortunately.
Try jumping this gap on your own. What you really need to do is push that box down.
Well, I did what they said. I tried, but no, jumping that is not necessary to trigger the next little command, which is nice, you know. Yes, I figured that I needed just to jump from that height, but no, that doesn't work, unfortunately. You need to get up and then jump on it, and then keep moving through.
If you can't push the obstacle out of your way, you might try pulling it. To pull a box, move up to it and press your use key. While holding down the use key to keep a grip on the box, move slowly backward. The box will come along with you.
Again, you've got the reference to the use key rather than just saying what key it is to press, but, you know, that's just nitpicking on my part. It's not really necessary. Again, the automatic sprinting comes to a bit of an irritating point. As you see, I'm accidentally moving those crates around rather than necessarily neatly moving them. But I get to the door eventually, which is nice. This is a classic. For anyone who hasn't played Half-Life before, which I can't imagine to be too many people, the crowbar is a real classic to the game. It's pretty much the first weapon you get, and it is so useful in so many ways. For instance, when you want to go into a duct system.
Activate your suit flashlight for the next area.
I walked straight past those charging cells. That was dumb. But that's okay. That's okay. We're not here about 100% completion. We are here about just talking about the game in general. So, made it through that, which is great.
So switch it off when you don't need it.
Where do we go from here? We've reached the gun section of today's.
Reloading and firing the attached grenade launcher. Please pick up your weapon and advance to the firing station.
I do find it somewhat interesting that the game chooses to use a AK-47 first rather than just a pistol, because as we find out later, the pistol is what you're given first. So this is a simple little firing range activity, which ended up being a little bit more complicated than I remembered it being. But that's okay. That's okay. So basically, 7 targets pop up, have to shoot all 7, or get rid of all 7 rather. You'll remember seeing that there were grenades on the table as well. So the grenades allow you to hit certain targets that you weren't able to. and I think it's because possibly of the higher difficulty. You need to shoot these targets a lot more than I had expected. I thought just a couple, like 2 or 3 shots into them would be sufficient, but it wasn't. However, that's fine. That's fine. So this guy's the Unbreakable. I spent a couple of shots into him before realizing that. So and then the trick is aiming over. There we go. Over the glass to get in, and that satisfies the requirements.
Please advance to the next area.
I mean, so far it's a pretty good tutorial. Like, you know, it shows you the basics, gives you movement, you use key, jumping, crouching, guns.
Oxygen levels will begin to drop. At the midpoint, you will be given an opportunity to surface for air.
I mean, if you do fully complete the tutorial, there's pretty much nothing that's surprising for the rest of the game. I mean, except storylines, but mechanically, it's quite straightforward.
Indicator on your suit's heads-up display returning to its previous level. You are free to swim on to the end of the course.
Yeah, I might just quickly talk about the bottom stats. So you got your health obviously, which is 100. You've got your suit power, which is at 45. Then you've got your ammo and your ammo information, which is currently 50 shots, 150 to reload, and 6 grenades.
Your suit will recharge gradually until the charge unit is depleted. Individual batteries may also be used to charge your suit.
Just looking at that HEV suit, like it's a beautiful thing. Blocky as hell, but beautiful. Charging it with HEV charger. I love that humming sound, very atmospheric.
If you pass through fire or steam, you will see a heat damage icon lighting up. Directional indicators at the center of your display show you where damage is coming from.
And you'll notice that there's a cap to your health and your suit as well. 100. Yeah, usually by crap. Oh, Jesus. It's always the unexpected explosions that get you.
Biohazards are also indicated with the luminous icon.
Alright. Yeah, obviously my shift key was... my sprint key was down. Took me a while to get out of the acidic goop. Lift buttons. Yes, they are the bane of my existence. Not really, but yeah, it takes a while to make sure that you hit E on exactly the right part. But you know, it's the lift themselves. It's relatively nice. Oh god, this part I absolutely hate with a passion. I mean, guiding NPCs around at the best of times, not great. These guys have very... I mean, I shouldn't be critical, but they have somewhat limited... here we go. Here he comes. Running over like a good boy. Yes, their AI is somewhat limited, unfortunately. They don't follow you particularly closely, and it's quite irritating.
Press your forward and backward keys to increase or decrease the speed of the train. Press your use key again to disengage from the train.
Ooh. Trains are fun. Trains are a lot of fun in this. Primarily when you get the chance to squish things. But not that you always get the chance to do so, because obviously it's a monorail train.
You are now fully certified for use of the HEV Mark IV protective system.
Alright. So yeah, that was the tutorial. I took a gamble and did medium, despite the fact that I'm not the best gamer in the world. Now that Half-Life logo is super classy.
Automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel. The time is 8:47 a.m.
So we basically get to see Gordon Freeman PhD in theoretical physics, I believe it is. I'd have to double check. On his way to work, gets to pass on a monorail track down to the bowels of the Black Mesa facility.
Inbound from level 3 dormitories to sector C test labs and control facilities.
It's actually some pretty cool stuff graphics-wise going on. For the time, anyway.
You will need to return to the central transit hub in Area 9 and board a high security train.
And I mean, not that I don't want you to listen to my dulcet tones, but the voiceover from the monorail is just, mwah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And it absolutely adds to the ambiance and the feel of the game.
Due to the high toxicity of material routinely handled in the Black Mesa compound, no smoking.
It's also really interesting. You kind of lose, and it's a good thing, I think. You lose a sense of where exactly you are in the facility. It feels like you're going deep down into this massive mammoth facility, which you don't know all that much about. But the sense of scale is really, really cool. And they managed to do so without a lot of graphic detail, I guess.
Please stay away from electrified rails and proceed to an emergency station until assistance arrives.
Big old reinforced door lets you know things are getting serious. I never get sick watching this, honestly. It's just a great opening scene. Compared to other games' opening scenes, I mean, obviously this one doesn't have a lot of interaction possible, but it's still one that sticks with you.
Mesa Hazard Course Decathlon will commence this evening at 1900 hours in the level 3.
There we go. There's Gordon's qualifications, in case you wanted to know them. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you want to know more about Gordon Freeman?
Remember, more lives than your own may depend on your fitness.
Actually, one really cool thing that they could have done was like had a dossier of with the original game, because when Half-Life came out, it was in the days where you might actually get a physical instruction manual. Of course, we're past that now, but getting like a little information dossier about Gordon Freeman, I would have eaten that up. That's just would have been very, very fun to see.
Please contact our civilian recruitment division. The Black Mesa Research Facility is an equal opportunity employer. A reminder to all Black Mesa personnel. Regular radiation and biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radiation checkup is grounds for immediate.
I love that little guy. Like, he's an awesome.
You have been exposed to radioactive
G-Man.
or other hazardous materials in the course
If you have played Half-Life, Half-Life 2, any of the Half-Life series games, you'll be relatively aware of G-Man and what/who he is. Probably more what rather than who. But don't let me spoil that for you. Honestly, if you don't have this game, you have two options. You should either A, buy the game, or B, buy what's it called? I think it's called Black Mesa. It's a fan-made recreation in the source engine of this game, and it is a beautiful thing.
Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Alright, we get to some action, kind of, not really. That's me just getting a little bit too ahead of myself because I have to wait for this goddamn AI to run his way over, walk, leisurely stroll. If he was going at a tempo, it would be andante. That's a leisurely walking pace. But he does his job, he lets me in, which is nice, and I don't have to worry about trying to finagle him over to the controls like you do when you have some other NPCs. Alright, doors lead to doors. And these doors lead to the lobby! Part of all good research facilities.
I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still trying to find my files. Just one of those days, I guess. They were having some problems down in the test chamber, too, but I think that's all straightened out. They told me to make sure you headed down there as soon as you got into your hazard suit.
You'll just have to wait until after the test.
I mean,
I can't be bothered right now.
You get a good sense that the people around here don't do their jobs really well. Or, well, actually, that's not true. They fall into two categories. One, they don't do their jobs very well. Two, they had concerns, but they did not raise them regarding what was going on. Now, I am ashamed to say, but willing to admit, that this starting section gets me turned around a little bit. It's not even that complex, but I just forget where things are, and I have to find myself backtracking. G-Man, again, with that suspicious suitcase. How dare he have a suitcase? But yeah, it's a nice little starting area. Has lots of doors that you can't open. Has doors that you can't open yet.
Catch me later, I'll buy you a beer.
Health thing, obviously can't use that because you don't have your HEV suit yet. Door can't open. So many things that it leaves you wanting to do, but you just don't get the chance to quite do them yet, which can be a little frustrating. But at the same time, you know, you're on your railroad because this is pretty much the tutorial, the actual tutorial of the game.
Sorry, sir, I've got to stay at my post.
That is a retinal scanner. For anyone confused as to what the hell that is, you'll see the doctors use it when we've got them following around as NPCs. All right, getting closer to the HEV suit, I think. Oh yes, this part I love. So see that? What if we just turned up the heat a little bit higher? Yep. There we go. Exploded lunch. I just love that. Something so simple, but you know, they took the time to do it, and it pays off.
I wonder if I should run that test.
Because I mean, when do you not want when do you not want a microwave that can blow things up with? All right, obviously gone into the wrong place with the bathrooms and changing rooms. I acknowledge that. But here, finally, is my HEV suit, which I need to open the glass doors for because, of course, I forgot to do that. Alright, you're in your HEV suit. You got 100 health, you got 0 suit, and you've got 0 ammo. Which, I mean, if you were carrying ammo around at this point in the game, you'd probably be arrested or at least notified by the guard personnel that you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, guy's got a PhD, but some things are just... Oh yeah, I forgot to say the music after getting equipped in your HEV suit is pretty cool. And have a very safe day. Isn't that what we're all really after in the end? Okay, so getting unlost? Maybe a little bit.
Are you 100% sure that...
Let's have a look. Alright, still lost. Going back the other way. Still can't open that. Continuing to go back the other way. Back through the quick loading screen. See, the nice thing about today's computers is the loading screens in this are infinitesimal? Is that the word? I can't even remember. There we go. See that eye ocular recognition? It's beautiful. All right. We go into the airlock, and we hope it gets closed on the other side.
Access denied.
All right. Let's see. I think there's just the one way to go here. Yes, there is just the one way to go. So we get into the big fancy elevator, which is pretty exciting. And we descend once more. There's not a lot of time that you spend like not doing things, like stuck in place, waiting for something to happen. But you know, when it's there, it's not such a bad thing.
Hello, Gordon Freeman. It's good to see you. Excuse me. Easy now. Aren't you a bit worried about that exponential cascade scenario we discussed?
It's inconclusive. Any ideas on the origin of that new system?
Alrighty, now we're getting to the exciting stuff. I mean, you've probably noticed by now that there's about, let me think, maybe 3 or 4 models. When I say models, I mean graphical models, not people in swimsuits. Not that that's a bad thing. But yeah, the scientists look incredibly similar for some reason.
We've boosted the anti-mass spectrometer to 105%. Bit of a gamble, but we need the extra resolution.
The administrator is very concerned that we get a conclusive analysis of today's sample. I gather they went to some lengths to get it.
They're waiting for you, Gordon, in the test chamber.
Once again, we are apparently incapable of opening doors.
Don't you think we should recalculate those resonance dampening factors again?
Alright.
It's about to go critical.
Now, I absolutely love that. Despite a warning that the machine's about to go critical, and there's sparks and fire in this potentially very important equipment, we do nothing. Well, Gordon does nothing. Gordon tries, sometimes. Alrighty, into the test lab. Now that's exciting. Now this environment, if I remember correctly, no, not this part. Soon.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And, potentially, the most unstable.
Now, if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that, although I will admit that the possibility of a resonance cascade scenario is extremely unlikely.
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Well, go ahead. Let's let him in now.
I mean, foreshadowing anyone? But no. I mean, they're reasonably confident that things are safe. That's how science works, right? So this environment is very cool. I never actually played through to the end of the game, so I can't tell you whether they recycle it. I have a feeling they might, maybe.
Seems to be in order.
But they do some cool energy particle effects.
Should keep you comfortable through all this. The specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. If you would be so good as to climb up and start the rotors, we can bring the anti-mass spectrometer to 80% and hold it there until the carrier arrives.
Also, there's an exciting red button. Yeah, that one. The one I just pushed. It's pretty cool. All joking aside, though, it is quite cool to watch the thing spin off. I think I go down. Yeah, I decided to go down just to have a good look at it. So
Very good. We'll take it from here. Power to stage 1 emitters in 3, 2, 1. I'm seeing
laser effects, very cool.
Stage 2 emitters activating now.
There's not a lot to say about this.
The system can operate at this level, nor how long reading will take. Please work as quickly as you can.
Overhead capacitors to 105%. It's probably not a problem. Probably, but I'm showing a small discrepancy in, well, no, it's well within acceptable.
I mean, like laser effects, lightning effects, very cool. Unfortunately, it does show its age a little bit, just some of the surface effects. But I mean, that's a cool little robot-y trolley thing. I have no idea what you'd actually call that. It'd be interesting to know what it's called as an asset. And then things start going wrong. Who would have guessed it? Not I, Gordon Freeman, PhD. I love those little bubble sparkly effects. Makes me think very sort of like anime Japanese style. So obviously that's not what they were going for. Lots of black. Lots and lots of black. And some green. Sparkle effects. These guys are Vortigons. They are very cool, and unfortunately, we won't see them much in this little taste of Half-Life. So everything's gone to shit, essentially. And you've got to figure out how to get out of there. Unfortunately, it takes me a little bit longer than I would have hoped to get out of there. But I imagine I will probably go for the ladder again. Here we go, up the ladder. See if there's anything that we can springboard to from. And the obvious answer is that no, unfortunately. So back down the ladder I go, trying not to kill myself at fall. It's rather lucky that this sporadic lightning isn't killing me immediately. But I think it's just meant to give you the impression that it's broken rather than necessarily dangerous. Okay, so I approach this door, and this time it will open. Sure, why not? That works for whatever reason. Dead people are dead. There's a health kit if you need it, but at this point I'm still on 100 health, which is nice. Novel, almost. Can't get back through there. Oh, well, no, I guess I do have to go back through there. Yeah, so the door opens, the elevator still works for some reason. Maybe they just have super sturdy elevators. Who knows? Who knows?
Why didn't they listen? Tried to warn them. I never thought I'd see a resonance cascade, let alone create one.
Ah,
Still alive. Thank God for that hazard suit. I'm afraid to move him and all our phones are out. Please, get to the surface as soon as you can and let someone know we're stranded down here. You'll need me to activate the retinal scanners. I'm sure the rest of the science team will gladly help you.
that is pretty much the only direction you will get from these people ever again. Try and get to the top. These guys, these little adorable critters, are known as head crabs. They want your head, and they're kind of like crabs.
This magnitude is extremely improbable.
Alright. So, yep. Massive bolt of lightning comes through every now and again. Wouldn't want to get caught in the middle of that. So, of course, I got caught in the middle of that. What else would I expect? Alrighty, head crabs everywhere. And you do not have a crowbar yet, so you're gonna die if you stay there. Alright, managed to make it through the door, which is great. Don't go in the... Oh dear. Looking back on prior experience is a thing. Also, why so many red lasers? You just gotta wonder. Just gotta wonder why. Haha. And now with this, I am invincible. Close enough, but considering I'm just sitting at 31 health, I probably need this quite a bit. So that was the screams of millions dying. No, not millions, but, you know. It's a decent elevator shaft. You wouldn't want to fall down there. You could fall down there. You wouldn't want to. Now, see, I see this downwards ladder, and I'm like, sure, let's go down. Of course, if they have a downwards ladder, they want us to go down, right? Yeah, that's not the case. Don't really want to be going down here because there's nothing except for like a crash. Elevator car, elevator machine. I don't know what it's called. So sue me. There is the ladder you're actually meant to take. Yes, now, ladders and getting off on the opposite side is always a little bit of a chore, but if you say, head grab zombie, got smacked in the face because I wasn't careful. Essentially, if you can kite the zombies, they're pretty. Haha! Now I have a gun, and I am not shooting accurately at all. So I just lost like 5 of my bullets to that. I should have taken maybe 3. And I'm on 11 health. So, suboptimal, but we're getting there. We're getting there, which is good. And no, that's not a health machine. That is just a ocular scanner. So, general rule about headcrab zombies: if they're lying down, they're just resting. They're not actually dead. Yes, I am definitely playing it a little bit risky, unfortunately. I think I'm just lacking the... microwave. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not optimal. I would like a little bit more health at this point, but one of my rules for doing these videos is that I will not save scum. Because no one needs to watch me rewatching me. You know, it's more about the initial experience rather than playing it to get the best playthrough. I'm obviously not going to try for 100% videos because that just takes way too long. Aha, head crab, my only weakness. Oh, I remember what happens in this room. Yeah, that's a death screen. Alright, let's try that again. So I've still got 3 bullets at this point. That explodes. I try to go through, I get rid of this head crab first, I believe. Yeah, 2 bullets. 1 bullet remaining. I know that explodes. So I try to just edge in there, I think. Come on. Just a little bit further. Not that way. There we go. And just edge in ever so carefully. There we go. Delicious, delicious health. Just what I needed. Just what Gordon needed, anyway. Oh, another head crab. Didn't see that one. And I wasted my last bullet on it. Again, kiting is essential when you've got very little health and just a crowbar. Here comes the necessary crouch jump. Or is it jump crouch? I can't never remember. Okay, and we're getting to somewhere new, I believe. We haven't been in this section. We either haven't been in this section before, or this was a section with Gian. And yes, I put holes in glass because I'm a doofus. So, as you might have surmised, some glass is breakable glass, and other glass is not so breakable. So basically, you just have to smack it until you can tell which is which. And also, there is no such thing as a zombie with too many crowbar marks in it. Alrighty. We are getting there, slowly but surely. Oh, come on, that's a health box behind you. No, it's not. God damn it. God damn it. Half-Life, with your seductive, almost health-giving boxes of life. Yeah, it was a health. God damn it. My fury increases. Oh, we've got 17 bullets again, which is nice. Pretty sure that's 1 clip with this pistol. And we're about to be introduced to the next kind of alien. Well, with a bit of green. And I've now wasted 3 of my bullets. Make that 5 of my bullets. Alright, there's another one there. So that was, what? 4 bullets to kill one of those things. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not super efficient, but... Alright, that definitely wasn't efficient. But, and 3 bullets remaining. Yeah. And we're back to the old standard, the crowbar. Now, we can't go through that door at the moment, but we can go through here, and that also has a health box. I suppose I should refer to them as like health kits or something, but that would just be sensible. No getting through that door, or my crowbar would not fail me. It is this door we get through. It is, and there's a bloody head crab zombies. Well, technically not a zombie yet, just a head crab. Just a little head crab. That guy's a zombie though. And I am, wow, that was not good. I lost 70 health from that. That is a little bit depressing. Not gonna lie. On the bright side, I did get to the right area that I'm meant to be in. Not that I worked that out, but you know, like it's a work in progress. And I do get some health back, which is nice. 61 health. Not quite that beautiful 100 that we were on before, but it's a work in progress. Up the ladder. Past the zombie. Go on. Past the zombie. I know you can do it. You can do it. Yep. Get the doctor. Scientist. Whatever you want to call him. It's a nice tie, though. Like, maybe it was a fancy tie day at work.
Suits. That should be very useful. Fascinating. I never suspected such things could be.
And for whatever reason, like most of the NPCs in this game, he does not follow directions very well.
This is as far as I go.
See that? That is what we have to deal with. This is as far as I go. Bloody hell. Let's see if I can effectively kite this guy. There we go. Officially kited. Take that. Goddamn zombie. Alright, so we have one eye scanner. Here we have one reluctant doctor or scientist. Doctor and or scientist.
I certainly hope you know what you're doing.
Let's see if he comes with us this time. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yeah, there we go. It's finally attained and maintained follower status. You're so close to me having guns again.
I suspected this could happen, but the administrator just would not listen.
Alright. And we have ammunition. I have no idea how excited I am to have that. And a health box kit thing. That should bring me back up to 100. Yes, nice. So we've got pistol ammo, we've got grenades, we've got a crowbar. We're looking pretty good at the moment. The next step, however, is figuring out how to go places. Get this guy out of the way so he's not gonna die. Because as much as I hate the NPCs, I don't really like killing them on purpose. So there's a big old explosive vent over there. So just gonna crack that, see if that does anything. It does not. It's a lot of yellow blood from that zombie. Okay, so what are we looking at? What are we looking at? There is that. Let's see if I can crack that open. That was a considerable explosive, but no way forward, unfortunately. All right. Onwards and downwards, I suppose. There is a door there. This doesn't lead to anything. I wonder if there's a vent, maybe? It's not through there. Is it around here? Okay, yeah, this is definitely one of the points where I got lost. Not so much in that I didn't know where I was, as to I didn't know where to go next. So we're going to have to suffer through this for a little while. Hopefully not too much longer, though. I don't... like. Okay, so one of the things about recording these videos is that I do want to note where I get lost. Because sometimes it's just me being stupid. And I get that, I totally do. But sometimes it's also the game developers, and not that they got things wrong, but it's easy to get yourself turned around in environments that look very similar to each other. I don't know what that was. Ah, Polygon. Yeah, I don't deal with surprises well, as a lot of people know. So if anything happens like that, I usually unload a clip. Classic scientist in a rubbish bin. Who wouldn't love that? Tried to push the bin over, but it does not push, unfortunately. There is a headcrab zombie, and he is on the other side of that grill. He is kind of angry, but can't do anything to me at the moment. Unfortunately, the giant spaces in the grill also make it impossible for me to shoot him. Water. It's such a difficult thing. Like, if you've played, small spoiler, if you've played Half-Life 2, the water texture is just such a massive improvement. I think that there was like a decent length between games, but my oh my, the water texture is a big thing. I'm gonna get hit like an idiot. I'm not gonna get hit like an idiot. Yes. No, I got hit like an idiot. Spoke too soon. Alrighty. Very, very short loading screen, and then we're back to it. I'd like to note that, like most first-person shooters, this, yes, I hate this. I love to hate this. Now, interestingly, that thing keeps going down, and you can fall safely onto the tracks for a decent while, whereas it takes a while longer than that to reactivate that lever. So I am going to be an absolute idiot, run around, look down, think, oh, that looks kind of safe. I bet I could survive that. And then 3, 2, 1. Oh, I almost got the timing right, actually. So yes, doing these little mini jumps, hop, skip, and a jump, and then dead as a doornail. So let's try that again. This time, me jumping onto the platform. And then these little critters start attacking me. And then comes the horrifying moment when you realize there's more being dropped down on you, which I stalwartly choose to ignore the dropping head grabs until one actually drops on my head. Unfortunately, at the velocity that they're going, it is very difficult to time shots off to actually hit them accurately, or even hit them with a crowbar for that matter. Which means by the time I'm down here, I'm sitting at a beautiful 20 health out of 100, 10 out of 100 in fact. And there are like, I'd like to say maybe 8 head crabs. That was not one of my most glorious moments. Alrighty, let's try this again. So, pull the lever, Kronk. Jump down. And this time, I am going to do a old school video game tactic of avoid the bullet. Alright, that's 1 fail. That's 2 fails. Alright, almost there, and I almost dropped in the goo like an idiot. On the bright side, I have 16 ammo and 51 spare. This guy. Sniping headcrabs. What a life. What a beautiful, glorious life. So yes, the slide of death. Oh god, I forgot about that. Idiot. But on the right side, it loaded me back to where I was at the bottom rather than at the top. Because that would have been frustrating. Alright, a little bit of head grabs, sniping later. Get this buddy, little guy. Alright. Let's see if I do this safely this time. Health pack, yes please. Alright. Is there a use option? And of course there was still a head crab that I hadn't killed. Didn't even see it. What a world, what a life. Nothing quite like a deadly drop to add some flavor to your day. So, as I mentioned previously, my generic controls are stuck on running rather than walking. Not that that would be an issue whatsoever in a case where you have to very carefully control your movement. Who'd have thought? Once again, the crowbar comes to the rescue. There are two options of breaking it. I choose number 2, I believe. Yes, there we go. Then that one doesn't break open. Alrighty, so this is interesting because it's a rather big area, so there's a lot going on. There's another creature we haven't encountered before. Unfortunately, in this video, we don't get to see a lot more of it, apart from the fact that I will probably be putting multiple bullets in it. There we go. And there is another interesting little denizen of the alien expanse. I cannot for the life of me recall what they're called, however. But see those big ropes? Yeah, they're not ropes. They are. The name escapes me, but basically, tongue sticks to you, pulls you up, munches on you, then spits out your skull. Okay. Yeah. All that fun and goodness that we expect from a video game. Also, interesting looking at the water texture here. It's much less liquidy, I guess, would be the way to put it. And of course I failed. And of course, once you fail the jump, you cannot get back up from the very, very steep incline. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately, so I just continually press that damn cube forward as hard as I can. Head back the other way, narrowly avoiding a tongue. Decide that heading back the other way is the best idea, trying not to fall into the gnashing machinery beneath. And we reach the other end, where there is, I believe, a ladder up, a big blood stain, which shouldn't be worrying at all, and a first aid kit. It's nice, you know? Makes you feel like home, feel safe, warm, and fuzzy inside. It does, however, more usefully get you on the other side of the bank. Just go through the door already, Gordon. There we go. So we see all those things. They're not particularly troublesome to us at the moment. There's this guy. Oh, come on, look at it. Look at him again. Give him some justice. God damn it. Why would you do this past me? Oh, I also forgot to mention that this is all retroactively retroactive audio, I guess you could call it. This is all me watching me play, commenting on it, and attempting to make some sense of what the hell I was doing at the time. Most of the time it makes sense, but I am not great at gaming and speaking at the same time. I certainly can't give any relevant feedback. Oh, that was a close one. So instead, I'm relying on the video of me just attempting to smash out an hour of gameplay, and then from there, recording over that gameplay. Ladders, because ladders are cool. I say that ironically, because ladders are most certainly not cool. Alright, there is a door, which for some reason doesn't want to open. There we go. And we find ourselves on the other side of the bridge. Hooray! Another elevator, because why not? This one's a big one. Like, that's a hefty elevator. Definitely COVID variety elevator. So much social distancing possible there. Back to 100 health and 30 suit. Looking good, Gordon. Looking good. And of course, I waste a bullet because why not?
Would you like to get blood samples?
Alright, so obviously those doors can't be opened from this side, but you know, just give it a red hot go a couple of times. Why not throw some crowbar in there too? These are the sounds of my people. For a second there, I thought I was going to try and use a grenade, and I was like, "No, Philip, no!" Let's take a small stride through the darkness, and that pops us out on the other side of those doors. We see one red tongue. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and crowbar that thing. That's just not gonna end well. It take a lot of ammo to put down. Like, I'm not even sure whether it was worth me doing that.
Those people in the Lambda lab can get this under control.
Again, like,
How
scary and all, but not sure whether it's really worth my time destroying them. I forgot to see if I could push the rubbish bin. That would have been hilarious. Well, for a given value of hilarious. So there was reason to this. There was a method to the madness. I was attempting to see if I could get it to swallow a grenade. But it turns out that the finesse required was a little bit more than I had imagined. Okay. Obviously, we've got a scientist. If we've got a scientist, then we need to find where he can... Ooh, shiny leather. Where he can do his... what's it called? Ocular recognition, eye recognition. Lightning effect is gone, which is nice, so we can actually get through there. And we find ourselves at the other end of the hallway. Spicy, I know. going to try and smash that glass and succeed. 10 points to Gryffindor. I assume, maybe Gordon would be a Ravenclaw. Who knows? These are the questions. Alright, so there is a room. It is filled with water, and there is lightning in it. Well, not lightning, electricity. So, of course, the best option is to go charging straight in without considering what to do next. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. Hopefully not going to do that. There is, however, a cardboard panel. Cardboard? Wooden. Jesus, Phil. Wooden panel, which is broken open by a headcrab zombie. When he takes his sweet time about it. Wait, was that the breaking sound? No, it wasn't. Come on, break through already. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Ouch, but that's okay. Alrighty, so was there anything in here? And the answer is... Actually, those kind of look like ammunition. Anyway, I didn't pick it up, so... The point remains moot. Okay, so, you can definitely jump from place to place. It's possible. Just a matter of whether I can jump and not heal myself. That is the question. If I recall correctly, I believe I decided to exit and, yeah, try a different direction. A door that's locked on both sides. How peculiar. Yeah, I think I decided to go through the vents on this side. Interesting. Alright. Going back through the window. Considering the water once more. And then into the darkness. There are a lot of wooden boxes in this place with nothing in them. Which makes you wonder why they had them to start with. And then there's that one wooden box that just doesn't break. Oh, and a headcrab behind it. That keeps snoring on my skull. Hey, shotgun time. Now we're talking. I am happy to say that I saved that guard from a horrible death. Because he, despite having a pistol, is otherwise fairly useless. Don't hate me, guard, NPC. It's nothing personal. Okay, oh, head crab, because why not? Oh, yes. It's a beautiful feeling having a shotgun. Or at least having a virtual shotgun. I have no idea what having an actual shotgun would be like. Or would it even be worth it? Yeah, so I think at this point I left off. So yeah, this is where we'll be leaving the game for today. Hopefully you had a little bit of a glimpse of what Half-Life is all about. Bit of an idea where it was graphics-wise, gameplay-wise. If you're interested in seeing more, please just leave a like, and I will be back.